Remy Ma was known for a statement hairstyle with black hair and the blonde pony, or like even two blonde streaks around her face. Please tell me whom this reminds you of, because I can't unsee it. I feel like this is like most of TikTok's teenagers right now, and also Melanie Martinez. Welcome to my channel, where I want to combine style and fashion with political topics. But even if we talk about serious stuff, I still want to have fun with you. So please subscribe for more videos. And here I'm going to list Y2K trends that originate from black women. Disclaimer, I don't really think that these celebrities I'm going to mention actually made these trends. And no, I don't think that some other white celebrities made them, like no way. No, because actually those trends come from black communities, via black women or black people in general who gain mainstream support, like as musicians, artists, etc. But without further ado, here we go. I'm gonna start with Aaliyah in this beautiful triangle black top with glitter. In today's fashion you can find a lot of these triangle tops, like for example by the Australian brand Dyspnea, which calls one of their creations Paris top circa 2004. One of Aaliyah's signature styles were bandanas, which she mostly wore really tight around her head, but in the movie Romeo Must Die she wore it in a sort of a triangle. Now similar styles of bandanas are found a lot in the cottagecore aesthetic, a very whitewashed one of course, romanticizing like colonial lifestyle and rural life, which is kind of ironic. In general, she was an absolute style icon. One of her other styles was wearing a bralette with a white pants and like a white sports jacket. And this kind of style of combining bralettes with more white silhouettes is also really modern now. Taking something really sexy and revealing and combining it with other pieces to tone it down. In one of her photo shoots, Aaliyah wears a crystal belt, a crystal bra and a crystal choker, going all the way. Another person going all the way with this was Rodman, combining again a crystal belt, crystal necklace with a glittery top. Both the crystal belt and the crystal bra are really popular styles now. As a basketball star, it was not really expected from Rodman to rock a buzz cut dyed in all colors and shapes. And now during the quarantine, similar styles have been popping up on Instagram, probably because most people at home were not so scared to shave their heads if they didn't have to go out and show themselves to the public, myself included. And while it wouldn't be so shocking to us if now a basketball star would dress this way and like try out all these different styles of gender-bending fashion, back in the 90s what Rodman did was absolutely unusual, and he was like really looking into the future with his vision for fashion. Aaliyah with her Tommy Hilfiger tube top and pants set, black with a combination of color-coordinated sporty styles, and Missy Elliott in countless outfits featuring sports shirts, all founded streetwear. Streetwear, mostly incorporating athleisure, takes sporty items and combines them into chic looks. Of course, this was not news to anyone in the hip-hop style since the 60s probably, but for the mainstream, it was this shift in the 90s and 2000s that really paved the way for streetwear as it is today. On the cover of The Source, Missy Elliott wore a long matrix coat with silver lipstick. Similar coat styles are seen now as full body hiding kind of like model of duty looks, like the one of Kaya Gerber. But in general it shows something about the nature of Y2K. Y2K never meant the 2000s as the 2000s view themselves. In the 2000s no one would have said, oh, I'm living in Y2K, because Y2K was this future vision of the 2000s through the eyes of the 90s, a vision of specifically black artists. It was a hopeful view of the future with the internet as democracy and technology liberating humans. Of course, it was heavily aligned with Afrofuturism. And now this whole aesthetics of Y2K relates much more to Afrofuturism and this whole vision than with the actual 2000s. Like, would you like to wear a skirt with pants? TLC, short for Tender Loving Care, and TLC's members, T-Bows, Chili and Left Eye, also innovated a lot of different styles. One of them being overalls. Overalls are now mostly featured again in cottagecore and like this kind of wholesome, chill, staying at home DIY vibe. The way that TLC wore them was over white sweatshirts and covered with condoms, as they were advocating for safer sex. They did not just wear overalls oversized, they wore basically everything oversized, like pants, t-shirts, blazers, even business wear. And of course, the oversized blazer is one of the it pieces of the last seasons, featured by Billie Eilish on the red carpet as the Gucci glitter blazer. In general, Billie Eilish takes a lot of inspiration from hip-hop and street culture, wearing very similar styles to TLC, with baggy pants and cartoon and graffiti shirts. One of the photoshoot pics of TLC could easily be seen in one of today's magazines. It features colorful mesh tops in orange, green and pink with overlock stitch and even a harness. The overlock stitch, making clothes look as if they were turned inside out, is really popular today. Brands like Lonix Blue or On Collections pretty much only make these items with overlock stitch, and On Collections even specializes on mesh overlock stitch tops. A lot of these items were also made with a lettuce hem, and the lettuce hem was invented by Stephen Burrows in the 80s actually. Stephen Burrows was a black fashion designer, and a lot of photos of his lettuce hem outfits show black models. Another revolutionary fashion brand owned by a black woman is Baby Fat. Baby Fat was founded by Kimora Lee Siemens in 1999, and one of its key items was a pink velour suit with white stripes. And of course now these velour suits, all of them, are super popular because they have to chill at home in quarantine, and also because Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton restaged a photo from the 2000s where they wore similar velour suits. Kimora Lee Siemens herself also has exemplary fashion sense, like for example wearing a corsage with jeans, a fit often seen today, really downtoning the corsage and creating this trendy silhouette with a really slim torso and a big bottom. On the cover of Sugar Babe's Freak Like Me, one of Sugar Babe's singers, Keisha Buchanan, wears bleached tie-dye jeans. Similar jeans are really popular today as well, like the ones from Jaded London. I could honestly make a whole video about Rihanna's style, and I probably will, but to say the least, I think she really took a huge part in this whole shift from silver to gold jewelry. In fact, in the 2000s, gold jewelry was really unpopular in the mainstream, like in the white mainstream. It was really associated with hip-hop and so-called ghetto culture. But by the mid-2000s and 2010s, gold jewelry became extremely popular, explicitly because of Rihanna and other female musicians. Nameplate necklaces were an empowering symbol for black women. To quote, "They are a flashy and poignant rejection of the banality of white affluence," meaning cheap gas station bracelets and mugs and whatever you can find at the mall, featuring names like Becky and Katie. So black women had custom-made, expensive nameplate necklaces designed explicitly for them as a symbol of their resilience. Hip-hop culture in general popularized wearing of excess jewelry, something really popular today and again seen on Billie Eilish a lot, but back in the day it was really mostly hip-hop musicians wearing excessive amount of necklaces. This hip-hop jewelry was called bling or bling bling, and bling originated from the time in the 90s or maybe even late 80s when hip-hop became popularized and finally hip-hop musicians got the financial recognition they deserved. And while natural hair of black people was often stigmatized, wigs were not just used to hide it, but black women started to use wigs as a fashion statement. Like for example Lil Kim with her wavy styles with pink or blue strokes in the hair. Lately, white women have caught up on this trend, and Kim Kardashian sported a lime green wig, as you all probably know. And I have to say that in the photos I see of Kim Kardashian, so she's pretty much blackfishing, which of course would be like a whole video on itself. But just to say the least, it's trying to like emulate black culture and also a black appearance to gain popularity and to gain resources, but not actually taking on the negative aspects of being black. And while white women in the 2000s wore eyebrows as like thin lines, Lil Kim started overdrawing the bottom and upper part of her eyebrows, which really reminds me of like the Instagram brow, but it's so funny to me that Lil Kim was doing this in the 2000s. She also rocked some monochromatic or like one-colored looks, even a green outfit with a silver wig, which was pretty much emulated by Billie Eilish later, who also had silver hair and a completely green outfit. At the 2002 BET Awards, Taraji P. Henson wore a whole look with pink pants with like corset detailing and a black string wrap top combined with statement sunglasses in pink and black. And this whole look could be like easily seen on today's red carpet. Remy Ma was known for a statement hairstyle with black hair and the blonde pony, or like even two blonde streaks around her face. Please tell me whom this reminds you of, because I can't unsee it. I feel like this is like most of TikTok's teenagers right now, and also Melanie Martinez. Of course I have to mention long fingernails. Long statement fingernails have been a staple of black female culture for decades. Since in the 80s, the Olympia winner and record sprinter Florence Griffith Joyner rocked those nails even while running. And while white women in the 2000s wore like excessive amount of black eyeshadow all around their eyes, or like on the opposite, white eyeshadow with no mascara, Alicia Keys rocked a cat eyeliner, which we would all love to wear today. Most of these trends are not like actual culture appropriation if white people do it, I have to say. I mean, I can imagine you all love a lot of those trends. I love a lot of those trends, I love to wear them. Of course, some of them are completely off limits, so it really depends. But I think the most important thing for me is just to acknowledge the creativity of these black women who created these trends and who popularized them. And then it's really sad to me if I Google Y2K and all I see are like white women. I mean, of course it's not surprising, but I think we should change something about it. And I'm super open to criticism and comments, especially from black people. And if I've said something problematic, I'll happily take down this whole video, or I will change the thing. And in the next video, I will explain how I inform myself about cultural appropriation. So see you then!